So we are back again in our slides. There was a bit distraction in the middle, okay, but we are now back here. Okay, so we have seen that incisors are mainly chisel like teeth. Okay, we have seen one picture also. Okay, now we will be going to our next part, the second point. First point we have done, our second point, that is the incisors are usually the first set of teeth to erupt, appearing at about 6 months old. Okay, so incisors are the first set of teeth that erupt, or that we can see in a baby, which occurs in the age of at the age of 6 months old. Okay, the adult set grows in between the ages 6 and 8. Okay, and the adult sets grows in the ages of 6 and 8. Okay, next part, our 8 incisor teeth are located in the front part of our mouth. Okay, we have 4 of them in our upper jaw and 4 in our lower jaw. So we'll check it out. Okay, let's check it. Check it here. See, these 4 are the incisors on upper jaw, and these 4 are the incisors of the lower jaw. Okay, now let's get back to our slide. Now we have the canines. Okay, canines have a sharp pointy surface for tearing food. So you know that canines and incisors are having somewhat similar structure, internal structure. Okay, so canines are moreover like this in shape. Okay, they are like this, that they are having one pointed sharp tip, this part. Okay, they are not like shark. You may be saying that it is a shark, but it's actually like this. Okay, it is having a sharp end. Okay, which is used for tearing food. Okay, now let's check one of the picture of this canines, how it helps to tear our food. Okay, so here are the canines. See, these are 2 canines. Here one more canine, and here one canine, and on the upper jaw we can check it out. This is one canine. Sorry, this is one canine, and this is one canine. I'm very sorry for this. I'm very sorry. Okay, but I am showing once more. Very sorry for the disturbance. There is a bit disturbance. So it is here one canine, here one canine, and here canine. Here one canine, and here one canine we are having. Okay, now let's get back to our previous. Now we have that first point have completed, that it is pointy surface for tearing food. It is almost like this in shape. Okay, and this second point is saying the first baby canines come in between the ages 16 months to 12 months. Okay, at the age of 16 to 20 months, we will have the baby canines. The upper canines grow in first, followed by the lower canines. Means first the upper canine grows, then we are having the lower canines. Third point, lower adult canines emerge in the opposite way. First the lower canines poke through the gums around the age of 9, and then the upper canines at the age of 12, 11 or 12. Okay, so in case of baby canines, first the upper canines grows, then the lower canines. But in case of adult canines, first the lower grows at the age of 9, then The upper canines grows at the age of 11 or 12. And at last we are having our 4 canine teeth sit next to the incisors. We have 2 canines on top of our mouth and 2 on the bottom. As I have shown you that one canine is on the left hand side of the incisors and one on the right hand side in the upper jaw and similar in the lower jaw. So we are having the 4 canine teeth. Okay, next go to our next type of teeth, that is the premolars. Okay, so here we have the premolars. Premolars are bigger than canines and incisors. Yes, and their structure is like this. Okay, they are like this in structure. It is having two lobed. You can say it is two lobed. Like here, two domes like structure it will have. This is the premolar teeth. Okay, premolars are bigger than canines and incisors, so their internal structure is also different. They are they have a flat surface with ridges for crushing and grinding food into smaller pieces to make it easier to swallow. So what it does basically, it crushes and grinds the food into more smaller pieces so that we can easily swallow it. Okay, now first part is done. Second, baby molar teeth are replaced by adult premolars. Okay, so baby molar teeth are replaced by adult premolars, and infants and children do not have premolars because this teeth does not start to come in until the age of 10. Okay, so they do not have any premolars, sorry. So babies and infants, they do not have premolars. Okay, they only have the molars. We'll learn about that also, as their first molars comes at the age of 10. Okay, and the last first molars means that is the adult premolars only, that comes at the age of 10. The last point, our 8 premolars sit next to our canines. There are 4 premolars on top and 4 on the bottom. How it is, let us see it. Okay, check it here. Here we are having two premolars here, and here we are having two premolars here. This part we are having two premolars. Okay, here we are having two premolars. Here we are having two premolars. Here we are having two premolars, and here also two premolars. So total 2 2 2 2. So total it is making 8, isn't it? Okay, now let's get back to our last type of teeth. Okay, we have the molars. So what are the molars? Basically? Molars are having a 3-lobe structure. Better to say, okay, better to say a 3-lobe structure. It's not getting now. Okay, it got like this. Okay, so the internal structure is also like this. So internal structure looks somewhat like this, and like this it is there, then here, then here, like this it looks. Okay, now we are having the molars. Okay, the last surface area of our molars help them to grind the food. Okay, it further grinds the food into so smaller pieces so that it can be pushed by a tongue in back of our mouth. Okay, and our molars break up the food into smaller pieces enough so that we can swallow. So first swallowing we use the molars, and premolars and molars work, you can say, as the two stages of chewing. First the premolars breaks down, next the particles or the food that is not done properly by the premolars are being grinded by the molars. Okay, second point, the molars include 4 wisdom teeth, okay, which are the last set of our teeth to come in. They usually come in between the ages of 17 and 25. Wisdom teeth are also known as the third molars. Okay, so we basically have 12 molars. Yeah, we here let us read this one also. Our 12 molars are our biggest and strongest teeth. We have 6 on the top and 6 on bottom. The main 8 molars are sometimes divided into our 6-year and 12-year molars based on when they typically grow. Okay, so we are having total 12 molars, and they are the biggest and the strongest of the teeth. Okay, so we have 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom, and the main 8 molars, okay, sometimes are divided into 6 years and 12 year molars. Means either these 8 molars, because here you have seen that the third stage, the last molars, means if it is the last molars, so in the upper part there will be 2 molars and in the lower part 2 molars, so total 4 molars. If we subtract it from 12 we will get 8. So the main 8 molars, okay, they either grow at the age of 6 to 12. Okay, so on the basis of that they are typically classified or divided. Okay, so this last setup or the last molar is known as the wisdom teeth. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, see here, these are our molars. See here, these are our molars. You can check it out. This is our molars. Here we are having the molars. Here we have the molars, and here we have the molars. Among them, let me change the color of the ink. This one, this one, this one, and this one. These all are known as wisdom teeth. Sir, wisdom teeth. Okay, these are also the wisdom. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Now please check these types of teeth only. In more clearly you can check it out. See here we have, first we have the premolars. Premolars look somewhat like this. Okay, these are the, if you cut it out like this, let me cut it out. Okay, let me cut it out in such a way so that you can get it. Okay, let me cut it out. Okay, like this I'm cutting it out. Okay, I'm cutting it out. So it is the outer part, we can check. Is the outer part of the premolar, so it looks like this. Okay, and inner part it looks with the two you can say like two pins they are having, here one, here one. Okay, canines they are like this. Okay, like the root they are here, and this is having two roots. Okay, it is having two roots, it is having one root. Incisors are also having one root. See, I told you no, that is, it looks like a chisel and it is having a pointed end, and here they are having the three roots. Okay, and you can say that these two are having the same internal structure and these two are having the same internal structure. Okay, okay, let's go to the next part. Next was waiting for us. Okay, next we are having our tongue. Okay, it is saying the tongue is a group of muscles attached to the skull and the hyoid bone. Okay, we'll check it out where the hyoid bone is. Okay, next it is saying that it is connected at the bottom of our mouth with the help of a thin layer of tissue called the frenulum. Frenulum. Okay, next it also composed, it is also connected to the, is also connected to the front and sides of the pharynx. Okay, it is connected to the front and side of the pharynx. We will see it, we'll see the picture. Obviously we are going to see it. Helps in pushing the food into the food pipe and helps you taste food as it contains state buds, and it consists of rest areas, the papillae, which helps to grip the food. Okay, so you please check it once. First is it is attached to the skull and hide bone. It is a group of muscles. Second, it is attached to the bottom of our mouth with the help of thin layer of tissue called the frenulum. Okay, it is connected to the pharynx in the front and on the sides of the pharynx, and it consists of taste buds which help us to taste food, and it consists of papillae which helps to grip the food. Here, please check. Here is the tongue. Is the structure of our tongue. Okay, you can check it out. Is the epiglottis is there, palatal tonsils. This all we are not going to see now, but I am just saying that it is a tongue. Our structure tongue is somewhat like this. Okay. Okay. Now, please check it now. See. Now check it out. Here is the tongue. As you can see, it is the tongue. It's the epiglottis. We are going to check it out. That what epiglottis is in the later slides. Okay, it's our tongue. It's our taste buds. Okay, it's our taste buds. You may be, you have noticed, I guess, or you will notice it. I'm telling you to notice it. Okay, that whenever you're eating something salty, you get the taste within this part. You're going to get the taste within this part. Okay, when it is salty. When it is sweet, we are getting the taste in this part. Let me change the color. You're getting the taste in this part. Okay, when the food is sour, okay, we are getting the taste in this part. Sour, getting the taste in this part. When it is bitter at last, then we are getting this one in this part. So here we are getting the salty one, here sweet one. Okay, let me rub it out and then we will check it out. Okay, now check it out. See, here is the salty one, here's the salty one, here's sweet one, here's sour, here bitter. And umami is a mixture of taste. Okay, for this moment you remember that umami is a mixture of taste. Okay, now I'll show you one more thing. Now you can check it out. Now I have told you that we are having one tissue which connects the tongue. Okay, so it is known as frenulum. It's known as frenulum. What I told you, frenulum. Sorry, frenulum. So this part is known as frenulum. Okay, here I am having this part. Please note it out. Okay, so here I am having this part, frenulum, but I guess it is not visible, so I have written it for you in this part. Okay, so please check it out once. It's the frenulum. This part is the frenulum. Okay, it's the taste buds, it's the tongue. So next we will go to our next slide. Okay, uvula. Okay, uvula is very important. Okay, uvula we are not giving you much importance, but it is very important for us. First, it is there during swallowing. The soft palate and the uvula move together to close up the nasopharynx and prevent food from entering the nasal cavity. Okay, first is saying that when you are swallowing the food, okay, when the tongue is pushing the food into a throat, okay, this uvula and the soft palate move together to close up the nasopharynx. Means the nasal cavity, they try to close up this nasopharynx so that it does not get inside, so that the food does not get inside our nasal cavity. Okay, next we are having this one. Please wait a bit. Okay, I am going to show you this one. Okay, so here it is. It also has been proposed that the abundant amount of thin saliva produced by the uvula, okay, produced by the uvula is important for us. Okay, I am going to show you this one. Please wait a bit. So here you can get the next point. First point was this one, that during swallowing the hard palate and the uvula move together to close the nasopharynx so that the food does not get into our nasal cavity. The second point is, it has been proposed that abundant amount of thin saliva produced by the uvula serves to keep our throat lubricated. Okay, so this uvula produce abundant, means small amount of saliva which lubricates our throat and does not let it to go dry. Okay, next what we have here, you can check it out. Here we are having the soft palate, the hard palate, the uvula and the tonsils. Okay, so here is the uvula. Okay, next part. Next we are having the pharynx function. Okay, so what is there in a pharynx function? Okay, what happens basically is that there is passage for air and food. Pharynx is the passage for air and food. Epiglottis is the fold of tissue that determines the pathway, and food movement contributes to esophagus via peristalsis. We are going to learn about this all. Okay, we are going to learn about this all in much more details in the next slide. In the coming slides we are going to learn about them in much details. Okay, this esophagus, peristalsis. Okay, epiglottis is a fold of tissue that determines the pathway of food. Okay, so we are going to learn. Okay, next thing what we have is the, okay, here we have the pictures of the nasopharynx. So there are many nasopharynx, nasopharynx, laryngopharynx, oropharynx. Okay, so here it's the epiglottis. You can check it here. Here is the epiglottis. See this fold. Okay, it serves the way to the food, determines the direction of food. Is the tongue. Here's the epiglottis. Okay, and is the pharynx. Mainly this is the pharynx. This part is the pharynx. Okay, this part in nasopharynx, laryngopharynx, this all goes to the part of pharynx. Okay, pharynx, not pharynx, pharynx. This all goes in the part of the pharynx. Okay, next part. Next we are having the esophagus. What is this esophagus? Esophagus is nothing but it runs from the pharynx to the stomach through diaphragm. It is the food pipe. See, this one is the esophagus. It's not anything else. It's our food pipe. You can check it out. It's our food pipe and nothing else. Okay, and it helps to conduct food through peristalsis. We are again going to learn about this peristalsis. Here again we have seen this term. Okay, and passageway for food. Respiratory system branches off after the pharynx. Okay, passage for food, this epiglottis, and after that only this epiglottis. Okay, this epiglottis helps this food passage. Okay, and does not lead to do any harm to us, because due to this, if we are lying on a bed, okay, then also you can eat. If you are hanging from a tree, then also you can eat. That is only due to this epiglottis. Okay, that determines the direction of food. and is the esophagus, that is the food pipe. Food pipe, it is also known as food pipe, please remember it, it's also known as the food pipe. Okay, now this food pipe, it is somewhat like this. Okay, if this is a food pipe, from here only this windpipe also starts. So the it is saying that it is only the passage of food. This is the esophagus and it's the windpipe. Okay, remember it. If you are not getting it, please remember it. That is the windpipe and is the esophagus. So food goes through this one and air goes to this part. Okay, so next go to next part. Here we are having the peristaltis waves. What is this peristaltis wave? Is that how this peristalsis takes place. Okay, or what is peristalsis? Okay, is the waves of muscle construction which pushes the food through the digestive system. So from here this food goes to our stomach. So you can check these figures very nicely. Okay, see here the muscle contractions occurs. It is now pushing this food or the bulk of food into the next part. Then again here you can see the construction, here one muscle contraction, then here muscle contraction, then finally it is reaching the stomach. Okay, means like this many waves like muscle constructions occurs and that is known as peristalsis. Okay, next part. Next was there for us. Next is our stomach. Okay, stomach is a muscular organ located on the left side of our upper abdomen. Okay, it receives the food from the esophagus. Okay, as food reaches the end of the esophagus, it enters the stomach through a muscular valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. We are going to learn everything about stomach also. Okay, next thing, it consists of the stomach secretes acid, that is HCl, and enzymes like pepsin that digest foods. Okay, and ridges on muscle tissues are called rugular line of the stomach. So what does the first 3 points saying? What does this first 3 points say is that our stomach is a muscular organ which is located on the left side of our upper abdomen. Okay, and it receives food from the esophagus. First point. Second point, it is saying as food reaches the end of the esophagus, and as the food is reaching the end of the esophagus, immediately it enters the muscular valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. Okay, and next third point is saying that it secretes the stomach secretes the HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, and enzymes like pepsin which helps in the digestion of food, and the ridges of muscle tissue on the stomach are known as the rugular line of the stomach. Next, fourth point is saying it is very flexible, that it even start expanding in size if the food ate is beyond its capacity. You have noticed this fourth point, I know. Fifth point, the stomach muscles contract periodically, churning food to enhance digestion. Means at a particular periodically this construction of stomach muscles occurs to help in the churning of food. Okay, next, the pyloric sphincter is a muscular valve that opens to allow food to pass through the stomach to the small intestine. So here it is the beginning of food in the stomach, and this pyloric sphincter is the end of food in the stomach. Okay, next part. Next was there for us. Yeah, stomach is divided into mainly 5 parts. First is cardia. The first part is closest to the esophagus. Next is fundus, the upper part of the stomach which is next to the upper part of the stomach which is next to the cardia. Okay, so first cardia, then fundus. Okay, now the third part is the body or the corpus, which is main part of our stomach between the upper and the lower parts. Okay, now the fourth part, antrum, the lower portion near the intestine where food mixes with the gastric juice. Okay, with the gastric juice, here the food mixes up. And the pylorus is the last part of our stomach, which acts as a valve to control emptying of the stomach items into the small intestine. Next part, Okay, what's there for us? Here you can check it out. Here is our this picture, you can check it out. Okay, here it is the cardia, first part, then fundus, then body, then antrum, then pylorus, which you have learned in the previous lesson. These pictures are here. Okay, and here is the esophageal sphincter, and here is the pyloric sphincter. Okay, this is the cardia, fundus, body, antrum, and the pylorus. So this bigger portion is shown here. This part is shown. This is enlarged here. Okay, enlarged in this picture, and it's here you can check the esophageal sphincter and the pyloric sphincter. Okay, next part what is saying,